So, folks, we'll talk today. The topic will be basically powered by two suns. Okay? So, as you know, I'm an island boy. I grew up with one of, I don't know where she got her knowledge from. But I remember when we sleep late, my grandmother used to be very upset, sometimes to the point where she will hit us or throw water on our beds for us to get up. So her philosophy was that you cannot miss the sun rising because that is the healthiest time for us as a people to absorb the rays of the sun. And I paid no attention to it until I went to the doctor, and he tells me, Jason, everything is fine, but you have a vitamin D deficiency. And I was like, I dropped the F-bomb. He said, Doc, are you bleeping kidding me? And he's so cool. Neil Furman is his name. Those of you who are looking for a physician in Miami, check that man out. He's so cool, down to earth. So you drop back the F-bomb. You say, no, I'm not. He said, Doc, I'm a black man. What are you telling me about vitamin D deficiency? And he says, especially the black guys. So I knew a lot of general knowledge, okay? I knew a lot about melanin and all this stuff, but I never knew it was this serious, okay? So I thought being outside, working all day, I am absorbing the sun rays that I need. No. Our Constitution is such that it blocks 99.9% of the rays coming from the sun. So therefore, some of us need to take vitamin D. So I supplement vitamin D because it's obviously I cannot stay out in the sun naked all day long to absorb what I need. But I'm telling you this, folks, the majority of diseases in our people comes from the lack of vitamin D. This is why I talk about powered by two suns. We should be powered by the Son of God, and He gave us that celestial body to power us. There are things in this world that people wouldn't explain to you. Simple going outside and making your children stand barefooted in the dirt have health benefits. There are frequencies, there are things emanating from the soil that is beneficial to our well-being. Be grounded. For a long, long time, scientists thought that lightning originates from top to bottom. And that's not so. Many times, it reaches out from the soil first and connected in the air. There are things in the soil that we need to connect to. You remember Moses, take off your shoe? The ground was holy, but Moses had to get in tune with whatever frequency the Most High put there. The story was after Moses spent that much time grounded, his constitution began to change. They are beneficial things that we need. So as you were taught that the core of the earth is like an iron core. We got north and south. You did all of these school experiments with the flux lines with a magnet. It's the same thing. The earth generates flux lines. Those people who practice witchcraft, they know about it. They call it ley lines. But there are things that we as human beings, we need to be grounded. We need to be grounded from time to time. So I am telling you, people with a constitution like I have, and you have children that look like me, you got to get them up early in the morning. Let them absorb the sun rays. Let them stand outside in the dirt. The synthetic materials that we put on our feet is blocking our connection. This is why some of us have all of these communicable type diseases. We're not doing the simple things. So, I am just telling you this because it is not no myth. It was proven. Okay? So, it come to a point where I had this discussion with this guy who told me he's Jewish. And we went down into Egypt. And I started discussing Egypt with him. And I told him, I said, if light-skinned people were building bricks for the Pharaoh, they would achieve the goal. Pharaoh's goal was culling the population. Okay? Light-skinned people wouldn't have make it in that type of environment. Like they're not making it today. Like the ones who move in from these cold climates, move into the desert and dying of skin cancer. There's nothing new under the sun. Okay? Those people from Europe wasn't making bricks in Egypt. And I tell you why. So the Egyptians, as brilliant as they were, they didn't figure this out. So the idea was to work the man half to death in the day. I've seen the pictures that were drawn. They were in loincloths only. So, God is great. So the Egyptians, in the infinite wisdom, they was like, well, we're going to work these bastards to death. And when they go home, they wouldn't be so tired they can't even have no children. Guess what, folks? By working these dark-skinned people in the sun all day long, 12 hours a day, they were recharging their batteries. Yes, we are powered by the sun. The original Superman is us. We were powered, they were powering up those Israelites. And you know what the book says? When they went home, God blessed them and they multiply even more. Yes, the blessing came from the power of the sun. They were strengthening those Israelites' DNA. And they didn't know it. So when you guys listen, these clowns from Europe, yes, I'm not saying that they're not Jews, because that's the only thing they could use. So a Jew is a terminology used, a translation used by the Greek. Okay? A Jew is analogous with Yahudi, meaning the tribe of Judah. We are not all Jews, like I tried to explain to this guy who claimed being Jewish. We are not all Jews. That's just one of 11. Okay? So, many of you, with your brainwashed education, once you hear Jew, you think that encompasses everybody. Yes, someone could be Jew or Jewish. Anyone could be Jew or Jewish. Not anyone could be an Israelite. Okay? So when you read the book of Esther, almost the last chapter, the Torah, it explained that after Mordecai overcome his enemies, and they saw the God of Isaac, Jacob, and Abraham destroy Mordecai's enemies. They said the people of that land fear the God of the Jew. That's the translation, but it should be fear the God of the Israelites. And they converted. That's the key. Ding, ding, ding. They converted. No one can convert to be an Israelite. You have to have that bloodline. And this is where the Jedi mind tricks come in. We are powered by two sons. If only we as a people, this is what the Most High says, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. We are rich, yet so poor. We are powered by two sons, folks. We are the original Superman. They would want you to know that. You keep your kids inside playing these BS games and shaking rump on TikTok and all of this nonsense. And all we had to do is get connected. Get connected back to our origins. Those things were put there to help us. The sun is not our enemy. It's our friend. It's our power source. You go out there and have all these bleaching creams and all of this DNA busters. All because you don't want to be dark. You're idiots. That is Jedi mind tricks. And the reverse is that your counterparts lie up all day in the sun getting burned up like lobsters. Yet you're not proud. You're not proud of what God gave us. We are powered by two sons, folks. Don't let anybody tell you that we are less than. Get your children out of the house. Stand in the ground. Recognize how insignificant we are. Catch those sun rays. Lay off all those pills. Watch the food that you eat. Our Constitution wasn't made for some of these foods that they feed us. It's simple. Get to know our God. That one out of Europe don't belong to us. You're a fool to succumb to this nonsense. The story started in the land of the sun. They were people, melanated people. It was so bad that it says that God gave the Israelites cloud cover. Yes, sometimes even us get burned. I get burned. I stay out in the sun too long. You are a fool to succumb to this nonsense. You're telling me a bunch of people with light complexion are the original Jews living in the desert. You guys are fools, man. Netanyahu probably don't have no slavery in his family. Could one be an Israelite without slavery in our DNA? You could be a Jew without slavery. Yes, because you converted. It's impossible to be an Israelite without slavery. The book says so. It's impossible to be an Israelite without being last, always the tail. You guys are fools. You're quick to tell me when I talk about racism that, oh, I'm playing the race card, I'm whining. But When the so-called Jew talks about anti-Semitism, you want to circumvent the Constitution, freedom of speech, to satisfy what they want. In what book the children, the sons and daughters of Jacob would have this much power? Not in the one I read. Not in the one I read. So if you believe the Most High Word is true, why is the sons and daughters of Jacob have this much power to defy the world? Why? Why are they given that much power? They're even collecting restitutions from World War II. World War II was just a year long. Look how long slaves suffered in this place. They passed a resolution in Congress stating the evils of slavery, denounce it, and they put a short claim there that this doesn't mean that the descendants of slaves has the right for restitution. Just what the Bible says. No one's gonna bond us out of this. Only the Most High. You guys are living a bloody lie. It is time people tell about these lies. They want to talk about checking for Jewish DNA, not even Israelite DNA, Jewish DNA. How are you doing that? When we are people, we are so mixed up. What base are you using? The haploids came from Europe, and the story started in Africa. That is like looking for polar bear in the Serengeti. That is nonsensical. It's quack science. And then we look for this Cohen gene, okay, and assign it to certain people. And then right now, the very DNA tests, you could get a jail sentence in Israel if you went and test your DNA. You know why? Because it's going to show those people have no connection to that land. But yet we go along with this nonsense. So, listen, folks. I come to a point in my life that no man can fool me. Okay? So, whether you're a Jew from Europe or whatever, I don't care. The Most High tent is big enough for all of us. But you, the stranger, if you were let in, you weren't let in to dominate the house. You won't let in to become the ruler of that house. And that's what's happening. Remember, there were two brothers, twins, Jacob and Esau. Everybody knows or wants to be associated with Jacob. Where the hell did Esau go? Where is the offspring of Esau? Everybody knows where Jacob's supposed to be. Two nations. The book says that after Esau was shake the control that Jacob have over his elder brother, he's going to shake it. And not only he shake it, he replaced the younger one. For right now, the Elohim knows where we are. He knows what tribe we belong to. He's the only one. That's why he says he's going to gather us from the four corners of the earth. He never said to gather ourselves. He's going to do it because he knows what gate we're supposed to pass through. No one else knows.